Section D is final topic that will review all issues on fraud risks, representing 15% of the overall examination content. This section emphasizes the importance of recognizing, assessing, preventing, and responding to fraud risks within organizations. Internal auditors play a significant role in supporting fraud risk management by evaluating controls, identifying red flags, and assessing organizational processes vulnerable to misconduct. Candidates learn that fraud can damage financial stability, operational effectiveness, stakeholder trust, and organizational reputation. The syllabus introduces foundational fraud concepts and demonstrates how internal auditors contribute to maintaining ethical behavior, accountability, compliance, and organizational resilience in increasingly complex business environments. A major topic within this section is understanding the concepts of fraud risks and common fraud schemes. Candidates study the fraud triangle, which explains that fraud typically occurs when motivation, opportunity, and rationalization exist simultaneously. Motivation may include financial pressure or personal gain. Opportunity arises from weak controls or oversight, and rationalization allows individuals to justify unethical behavior. The syllabus also introduces common fraud schemes such as asset misappropriation, financial statement manipulation, bribery, corruption, and procurement fraud. Understanding these concepts helps internal auditors identify vulnerable areas within organizations and recognize conditions that increase the likelihood of fraudulent activity or unethical conduct. The syllabus also explains how fraud risks require special consideration during audit engagements. Candidates learn that internal auditors must recognize fraud indicators during engagement planning and evaluate whether specific processes have significant exposure to fraud risks. High-risk activities may include cash handling, procurement, payroll processing, financial reporting, or third-party transactions. The section emphasizes the importance of integrating fraud awareness into risk assessments, testing procedures, and audit planning activities. Internal auditors are expected to maintain professional skepticism and remain alert to unusual transactions, inconsistencies, or behavioral warning signs. This proactive approach improves the organization's ability to detect potential misconduct before significant financial or reputational damage occurs. Another important component of Section D involves evaluating how organizations detect and manage fraud risks. Candidates study methods for assessing fraud risk management processes and identifying organizational or process-level red flags. The syllabus explains that effective fraud management includes preventive controls, monitoring systems, reporting mechanisms, and ethical leadership practices. Internal auditors evaluate whether organizations respond appropriately to identified fraud risks and whether existing safeguards operate effectively. Candidates also learn the internal auditor's responsibility to report suspicious findings and communicate concerns identified during engagements. By assessing fraud management systems comprehensively, internal auditors help organizations strengthen oversight, improve accountability, and reduce vulnerabilities to fraudulent activities or regulatory violations. The syllabus further examines controls used to prevent and detect fraud across organizational processes. Candidates learn that tone at the top significantly influences employee behavior and the likelihood of fraudulent conduct. Ethical leadership, accountability, and strong governance reduce opportunities for misconduct. The syllabus also highlights segregation of duties, authorization controls, reconciliations, supervisory reviews, and whistleblower hotlines as common anti-fraud measures. These controls help organizations identify irregularities, reduce opportunities for concealment, and strengthen oversight. Internal auditors evaluate whether fraud controls are appropriately designed and effectively implemented. Understanding these preventive and detective measures allows practitioners to recommend improvements that enhance organizational integrity and minimize fraud-related risks. The final topic within Section D focuses on fraud investigation techniques and the internal audit function's role during investigations. Candidates learn that internal auditors may assist fraud investigations by conducting interviews, performing fraud testing procedures, analyzing records, and identifying suspicious patterns or transactions. The syllabus explains how auditors coordinate with fraud investigators and review information such as prior investigations, whistleblower complaints, investigation trends, and risk assessments. Internal auditors must understand the boundaries of their responsibilities while supporting organizational responses to suspected misconduct. By developing fraud awareness, investigative knowledge, and analytical skills, internal audit practitioner candidates become better prepared to support effective fraud risk management and contribute to organizational accountability and ethical conduct.